Do you not? No, shut up.
Have you watched that game? Did you watch the game against Jacksonville?
Yes. He tripped.
He tripped someone.
He tripped Calais Campbell. Listen. Do you know what the difference is between a baby and Eric Flowers? A baby knows how to pick up a block.
All right. You know what we're going to have to wind up doing between you and me? We're going to have to... hold on. Well, darn it, guys.
I think his problem's between him and Eric Flowers right now. I don't know if it's between you and him.
Oh, my God.
Eric,
look at him. He's red.
We're going to have to, you know.
This team stresses me out more than anything.
Obviously it does, and that's why I'm saying we're going to have to...
Gotta keep them separated.
We're going to have to keep ourselves separated from each other because I completely disagree with you. It has nothing to do with Eric Flowers. It has everything to do with the fact that Eli Manning looked like a quarterback again.
Do you understand? No, don't me. Because I watch this team every freaking week, all right? Do you realize... When you have number 74 on the right side of the offensive line, there's a different aura, meaning like, oh man, this guy's going to give up some time. Yes, Eli Manning looked like a quarterback, but he had time. Are you
that excited?
Yes.
You have a left tackle who has been protecting the best quarterback in our history. You have a left guard who everybody knows is going to be a stud. This kid Hernandez is going to be fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Right?
I agree with Eric.
And then on top of that, your right side has been so despondent, but it's not like there's nobody on this line that can't play.
I understand that, but if you don't have a complete offensive line, what do you have?
That's a good. You
Nothing.
Know what? I will give you credit there because there's not a single guy on the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line that gets any credit. But all Patrick Mahomes has is time to throw.
Yeah.
And we will get into that later. We'll get more into the Giants later. But guys, you know what the deal is, right? It's time to get into the NFL weekend recap. Are you guys ready?
Of course.
Of course.
All right. So, Eric, would you like to read one of the first games off for us? Give me something. What do you got?
Let me give you something. Hold on, because I'm totally prepared for this.
Are you prepared? Jen Morales, you go.
I got the Buffalo Bills and the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay, let's talk about it. What do you got?
The Buffalo Bills actually spanked the Minnesota Vikings 27-6 this week. Can't believe that after Josh Allen played actually a very quiet game for himself after his first 2 weeks of showing that. How do you guys think about that?
I told you before, this is the guy, like Sam Darnold, I get it, he's wonderful. This guy projects the best out of all of the rookies who came out. I really like all of Sam Darnold's metrics. I love how he plays. The accuracy has always been a question, much like Sam Darnold with Josh Allen.
Yep.
But I love this kid. I think he has a chance for total superstar.
I think he just needs more experience. He needs more length in the NFL to become a very good quarterback. I like him. I like him a lot. He showed greatness in this, didn't he?
Yeah, he really looked comfortable. For the first time, he looked comfortable. I know he didn't, what did he get, like 2 minutes in the first game? I know it was an absolute...
slaughter.
A slaughter fest.
It was brutal for them. It's been brutal for them for a couple weeks. Can I ask you a question? Is it weird who they won against?
The Minnesota Vikings was one of the best.
It is, right?
It's best
weird.
defenses in the league, in my opinion.
One of the best offenses, too.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins,
Kirk
quarterback,
Cousins,
and Stephon Diggs.
It's weird. That whole thing's weird. I don't understand how that happened, actually. Eric, any thoughts on this?
Listen, I thought that the Minnesota Vikings completely let their guard down because, as I think we're in consensus about, the Buffalo Bills are going to be the worst team in the NFL this year.
You're still on that. Like,
totally.
This is just a total fluke.
I think that the Bills and the Cardinals are going to be 1-2 in this year's NFL draft.
Wow.
Then
you know what? You're not pretty... I mean, I
then
kind
who
of
should
agree
the Bills
with you
draft if they are the 1-2, Eric? What do they need? What do they need? They need a lot of things.
They need help just everywhere.
Help me!
They need a lot of help.
They need a lot of help. Well, it's safe to say that they don't need a quarterback. Honestly, if I were the Bills, so I'm picking number 1, Nick Bosa.
Nick Bosa?
Nick Bosa.
Jerry Bosa's brother plays in the Chargers.
Yes,
He's supposed to be better, by the way.
He is supposed to be better.
Everybody says that about him. I'm not sure yet. Eagles-Patriots, what do we think? 37-20. Not Eagles-Patriots, excuse me. Lions-Patriots.
Oh, okay.
Good gosh. Matt Patricia finally gets his win against Belichick in his first year.
He's off the hot seat. Oh, man. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Detroit was going nuts? Oh, we got to fight Patricia 3 weeks in. Shut up. Stop it. He turned his hat around. It's okay.
Did you? Is that a thing? He turned his hat around?
He turned his hat around. He still has the pencil.
Do you think it was... are the Lions for real? I mean, we all know can we all agree that Matthew Stafford's for real?
Yes.
He's a real quarterback.
He had a bad week 1, sure. but he's the real deal.
I think Matthew Stafford still has the goods. I think it's awesome. I think that's. I thought it was a wonderful game to watch. Anytime you watch the New England Patriots lose, it's great, and that comes from a guy whose brother played for them. So trust me, I like watching them lose more than anybody in the world. Okay, we did Bills Vikings.
Can I bring up a game?
Yeah, go for it.
Dolphins Raiders.
Okay, can we were texting about this before the show, everybody. The world is upside down. The Dolphins have 3 wins. Grass grows inward instead of outward, and red is blue. Well, how does that work?
Easy, play the Raiders.
That's my biggest question. Have they is this just a total tank job at this point?
I don't even think this is tank. I think that this team has, in terms of the Oakland Raiders, this is just a different feel. When you get John Gruden back, it's like, oh my God, wow, this is great. I don't care how long he's been away. But the only difference is you had a pass rush.
You did. It's not like, you're right.
You had a pass rush. You do not have that pass rush anymore. Who is going to attack the quarterback? Ryan Tannehill had a great game. Let me get his stats. Let me see. 17 for 23, 289 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had a great game. But there's someone, the unsung hero, in my opinion, Xavier Howard, 2 interceptions for 39 yards on defense. This kid's good. He's good. I don't even know if this is just Tannehill throwing the ball around, spreading it out. I don't know if this is the defense just playing better than we think, back to the no-name defense of the 72 Dolphins. I don't know if this is just Adam Gase being a good coach. I have no idea. It's chemistry. I think that's the biggest thing that we're missing here. The Miami Dolphins have some chemistry that we're not seeing. They're first in the AFC East right now.
And that defense looks a lot better than it has in a while.
Take a picture. Take a picture. It'll last a while.
Yeah. By the way, if you're just joining us, you're listening to the NFL Weekend Recap on 90.3 WHPC. This is WHPC Sports Talk. I want to get Mr. Liam Gottimer's opinion on this one game. I know you watch every Jets game, correct?
Yes, I do.
What happened with the Jets? We're going to get into it in detail later, but just a quick synopsis. What the hell happened?
I mean, Baker Mayfield happened. Tyrod Taylor, Jets.
By the way, we were talking about it before you got here, bro. Dude, you called it. Baker Mayfield starting week 4. That's pretty impressive. I mean, you're right. Yeah. He's going to start, and I thought it would be better off for Tyrod Taylor. But our what's his name? Jacob Volk actually told me via text, like, I liked your point on that, but you're wrong, because they can fire both those coaches no matter what.
He's right.
Whether they start Baker Mayfield or not, so he was right. Liam, you nailed it on the head.
Thank you.
Baker, week 4. What do you think of him in general?
Yeah, all the Browns needed to do was give him a shot. And they did, and he came in before the first half ended, and he was spectacular for the rest of the game. He brought the Browns back and defeated the Jets 21-17 on Thursday night.
Still
their first win in 635 days, I think it was.
And that is a pop culture trivia question for history. Who gave the Browns their first win?
Of course, it was the New York Jets, right?
Of course, it's the Jets.
Yeah,
the
writing was on the wall.
No, it's going to be the Jets. If it was someone, it's going to be the Jets.
Yeah. All right, let's keep rolling. Redskins. Packers lose 31-17. Redskins win. Aaron Rodgers is not looking good right now.
He's playing hurt. That's the thing. He has to. Do you think that this would be a chance for the New Orleans Saints to offer Teddy Bridgewater to the Green Bay Packers?
Like getting traded in the same season. Can you imagine that? How much that must suck for the player?
No, I have no idea. I wouldn't know.
Teddy Bridgewater's a decent quarterback.
He's a good quarterback. I think he's supposed to be the heir apparent there, but they got to eventually make a decision on this. He just doesn't look the same.
Rodgers can't play hurt, and I don't trust Deshaun Kaiser whatsoever. I don't.
I'm sorry, he's not Brett Favre. It might be time to think about pulling the plug, or at least for a few weeks until he can get this figured out. Chiefs 49ers, we'll get into it more deeply, but they were winners, 38-27. We do have to report. Eric, would you like to tell us?
Jimmy Garoppolo out for the year.
ACL tear.
So there goes my prediction of saying that the Niners are going to be a force to reckon with in the NFC, because
49ers season.
This is not going to be a Philadelphia Eagles moment. C.J. Beathard is not Nick Foles. I'm sorry. He's just not.
I'm just going to talk to the 49er fans out there right now, quietly. Listen to me. Be happy if your team does what I'm about to say, because what they need to do right now, what they really need to do is just scrap everything. Play every starter for the next 3 weeks that has any trade value before the deadline, and then trade them, and then play every young guy. You have the quarterback of the future. He's the real deal. It's an ACL tear. It sucks. He'll come back. He'll be fine.
Look at Wentz.
Yeah, Wentz had a good game. Matter of fact, we should probably get into that. Let's get right back to it. Eagles, where were we? Eagles. Why can't I find it? Eric, what's wrong with me? Eagles, Colts, 20-16. He didn't look spectacular.
But he was good enough to win.
And that's the key to being a good quarterback. Just be good enough to win. Don't lose the game. And that's exactly what he did. He's fresh off a knee injury, a sidelining knee injury. And by the way, this is kind of the quarterback he's always been. He's never been the guy for like 350 yards, 5 touchdowns. That's not his game. He's 250, 275 every single week. Mark it down, a couple of touchdowns, maybe 3. That's what got him to that MVP status last year. If you look at it, I think it was only 1 or 2 games he had over 3 touchdowns. That's it. So it was just a very steady performance that he was having throughout the year.
He's a very consistent quarterback. And you know what? If Carson Wentz was on your football team, you should be thrilled. I'm a Giant fan. I hate the Eagles. I respect Carson Wentz more than anything. I really do.
Yeah, well, listen, let's keep running down. I know Dan's excited to talk about this. We're going to get into it in more depth later. Dan Morales, the Panthers beat the Bengals 31-21. What do you got for me, big guy?
I mean, I love to see the Panthers win, especially when Cam Newton runs that end zone with the big Superman. You know, that's the best to see him do that.
I like the dab better.
You like
used to do the dab?
Yeah, but it's Super Cam. So you gotta love this. You gotta love to see that.
I love Super Cam.
He also went through the air with 2 passing touchdowns too. You gotta love it.
I can tell you right now, I am the guy that around people embarrasses them because I'm that guy doing the dab. And they're like, no.
But I appreciate you.
No, you appreciate me. I don't think anybody else does. All right, Jaguars-Titans. Jaguars are, Jaguars, unfortunately, the losers in this one, 9-6. This was a barn burner, huh?
This was great. This is a future AFC championship, I'm telling you.
I started Blake Bortles.
Why?
Because it's the Titans.
Over who?
The Titans.
No. Who was your other quarterback?
It was Alex Smith this week. I didn't like the matchup. I really didn't. So I went with Blake Bortles.
And you know what? Fournette's out. You know what? I can understand your reasoning.
Yeah.
But
it was a bad move.
Yeah,
I'm very disappointed in myself.
In fantasy, I did bench the Rams D for the Bears D, so that got me more points.
Wait. You benched Rams for all the Bears have is Khalil Mack.
And they scored more points.
Did they really?
Yeah, they scored more points.
Mack's
that blows my mind. I didn't take a look at that. And
the Rams also let up a ton of points against the Chargers for some reason.
Which is also ridiculous, but you got to keep in mind both of their cornerbacks this week are out next week.
Yeah,
they're playing on Thursday.
Is out.
Peters is out. Aqib Talib both out.
That's
ankle
awful.
Injuries, opposite ankle injuries.
Two very big acquisitions too,
and that's going to be huge because now it makes me feel better about. No, it doesn't. I feel bad. Marcus. I always liked Marcus Peters. I just hoped that he would stop with the antics. That was always my problem with him. But I hope this isn't serious. That they both get back on the field. What else did we have? Broncos Ravens 27-14. Ravens won. Is Joe Flacco showing us that he's still for real?
I think that Joe Flacco is this type of quarterback that can show you slivers of hope, sort of like a Ryan Fitzpatrick of his last year with the Jets kind of thing.
Yeah.
He can show you slimmers of, look, I still
bad.
got
25
this.
for 40, a touchdown, 277. Not a bad game, but it's not like he was a world beater. He just kept the offense going.
I still think his time is running out. I'm not saying he's slipping, but I'm saying he's not the... I know you are. I just don't think he's the quarterback of the future for the Ravens, obviously. He's getting up there in age. But you know what? Change is going to be coming soon, whether or not Flacco's ready or not.
How soon do the Broncos give up on Case Keenum?
I would say...
Or do they have an option? I don't know if they have an option.
That's the thing. I don't think they have an option right now. I would say at the end of the year.
Yeah, maybe. Saints 43-37. Do you know what Drew Brees did this week?
Score a touchdown!
He hit a spin move.
Well, yeah, besides. Yes, he did. Did you see that? I couldn't believe it.
So he ran the ball, moved, and scored a touchdown.
He 39 completions. That's an NFL record for a single game. He was electric.
He's a stud.
He's insane.
He still got it.
He's 39.
He's in my division.
And it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop
with him.
He's scary.
He is scary.
If you had to bet, who would play longer, Brees or Brady? Who are you taking?
Like longer from now, or
Yes, longer from now.
I would go Brees. I think Brady retires in a couple years.
I think Brady retires in 2 years.
Even
though Brady says he's like 5 years, I don't believe it.
I don't
think
buy
it's
it
only 2
for a
years. I
second.
don't buy it either. Even though he's been saying that for 10 years. Or however long
how long is he going to say it for, though? Eventually, they keep doing this father time thing, which is so frustrating. Like, just stop it.
But it's true.
I get it, but it's so annoying. Like, eventually he's not going to be the same. We all know that. So